Welcome to Easy Talk English, the podcast where you learn real English through simple, natural conversations. If you want to improve your listening, your speaking, your daily English, you are definitely in the right place. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm your co-host, Jack.
Hi, Jack. How are you today? How's your week been?
I'm good, thanks, Emma. Yeah, the week's been busy, but good. I was actually looking at some old photos earlier, and I'm feeling a bit nostalgic today.
Nostalgic. That's perfect, actually. That fits right in because today we are talking all about childhood.
Ah, yes, childhood. Okay, that explains the feeling then. It's one of those topics that it brings back so many memories, doesn't it?
It really does. Good memories and, let's be honest, sometimes really embarrassing ones too.
Oh, definitely the embarrassing ones. Maybe we can share a few of those later.
Maybe. So let me ask you first, Jack. When you think about your childhood, what's the very first thing that comes to mind? Like the first image?
It's gotta be playing outside. Just all the time. After school, before dinner, all weekend. We lived in this little neighborhood where all the kids would just pour out of their houses at the same time. It was like a signal.
Oh, 100% the same for me. I feel like we spent so much less time indoors than kids do now. Our parents would basically say, go outside and don't come back until dinner.
Exactly. No smartphones, no social media, we had a TV, but that was for Saturday morning cartoons, you know?
Right. For us, it was just bikes, friends, and imagination. We'd build these terrible forts in the woods behind my house. They were mostly just a few branches leaning against a tree, but to us, they were castles.
Yeah, castles. And you always needed a secret password to get in.
Of course, it was all very serious business.
And you can't forget scraped knees. So many scraped knees.
Oh, yes, lots of scraped knees. It was like a badge of honor, wasn't it? A sign that you had a really good day of playing.
Totally. So, Emma, let me ask you, do you think you had a happy childhood?
Yeah, I think I did. Overall, yes. It wasn't perfect, I don't think anyone's is, but it was happy. It felt safe. What about you?
Same. Not perfect, but happy is a really good way to describe it. I think a lot of people remember childhood as just a simpler time.
Less responsibility?
Exactly. No bills to pay, no work stress, no thinking about what to make for dinner.
Your biggest problem was like finishing your homework on time or arguing with your brother about which TV show to watch.
Or being told you have to stop watching TV and go to bed. That was just heartbreaking. The absolute worst.
The end of the world. What did you enjoy most, though, if you had to pick one thing?
Oh, easy. School holidays, specifically the long summer holidays. They felt endless in the best way.
Yes, 6 weeks felt like forever, didn't it? As an adult, 6 weeks goes by in a flash.
Right? But back then, you'd wake up late, no alarm, play all day, maybe go to the local pool or something, and just go to bed tired but happy. It was the best.
I loved that feeling. For me, I think my favorite memories are family gatherings, like big holiday meals. My grandmother's house was always full of noise and chaos, and there were cousins running everywhere.
That sounds really warm and lively. We had that too, just a smaller version.
It was, and the food, everything always tasted better back then. I swear, my grandma's cooking was magic.
I think that's a universal truth. Childhood food just hits differently. My mom used to make this really simple pasta dish, and I've tried to make it 100 times, and it never tastes the same.
It's the memory that's the secret ingredient, I think. So thinking about all this, Emma, do you think our childhood really shapes who we become as adults?
Oh, absolutely. How could it not? All those little experiences, good and bad, they build our personality, our confidence, our habits, everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even really small things can have a big impact later on.
Totally. Like a piece of encouragement from a parent or a teacher at the right moment. Or just, feeling safe and supported. That gives you a foundation.
On the other hand, difficult childhood experiences can also affect people for a long, long time.
That's true. And it's really important to remember that. childhood isn't always that happy time for everyone.
It really is. But on a lighter note, you mentioned embarrassing memories at the start. I think enough time has passed. Are you brave enough to share one?
All right, you asked for it. I must have been about 7. At the school play, I was a tree, very still, very serious. But I got an itch on my nose. I used a branch arm to scratch it, lost my balance, and fell over sideways. Timber! The whole audience laughed. My teacher had to roll me off the stage. Mortifying.
Same here. Exams were stressful, even as a little kid. I never understood why we had so many tests. I definitely preferred the creative subjects.
Oh no, a falling tree. That's brilliant. I can just picture it. Don't worry, I have one that can compete. When I was about 5, I decided to give my younger sister a haircut. I thought I was a professional stylist. I cut a huge, crooked chunk out of her fringe right before our family photos. The look on my mom's face. I've never felt so much silent fury. My sister had to wear a hat in the photos, and I was grounded for what felt like an eternity.
Me too. Art, music, drama, anything where you could just express yourself, and there wasn't really a wrong answer.
Wow, a rogue hairdresser. That's a classic sibling crime. I'm surprised you both survived that. My sister once used my favorite comic book as a coaster. I was devastated. The drama in a childhood home is second to none.
Exactly. So what was your least favorite subject? Let me guess. Maths.
It's funny how vivid those memories are. Let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about school. Did you enjoy school as a child, Emma?
Was it that obvious? Yes, probably maths. My brain it doesn't work that way.
Same. No surprise there. I think it's a common one. Do you remember any teachers who made a really big difference for you?
You know, I do. My 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Davidson, she was the first person who told me I was a good writer. I was always really shy about sharing my stories, and she made me feel like I had a voice.
That's powerful. It's amazing how one comment like that can stick with you.
It really stayed with me. It just shows how important those adults are in a child's life, you know? They have so much influence.
Exactly. So let's talk about games and play a bit more. That's such a huge part of being a kid.
Yeah, and I feel like we played games without instructions. You know, we didn't buy a box with rules in it.
And without rules sometimes. We just made things up as we went along. The floor is lava.
Yes, The Floor is Lava was a classic. I feel like that really helped our creativity. We had to create our own fun.
Which is a skill in itself. Do you think children today play differently?
I think so. There seems to be more screen-based play, video games, apps, which isn't a bad thing. It's not better or worse, I think, just different.
Exactly. It's just a different world. Now, let's think about the language learners listening to us today. This is a great topic for them, right?
Oh, it's a perfect topic. Talking about your childhood is so common in conversations when you're getting to know someone.
Right. People often ask simple questions like, what was your childhood like? Or, where did you grow up?
They're simple questions, but they're very personal. And the good thing is, you don't need really complicated English to answer them.
Totally. You could say something like, I grew up in a small town. Or, I had a very happy childhood. Or even, my childhood was a bit difficult, but I learned a lot. All of those are clear and natural.
Let's quickly go over a few useful words we've used. We said nostalgic at the start. That's that feeling of being happy and a little sad when you remember the past.
Right. And to grow up just means to go from being a child to being an adult. We also use the phrase back then a few times.
Yes, back then is super useful. It just means in the past. Like, back then, we didn't have the internet.
Exactly. So, here's a final tip for our learners. When you're talking about your childhood, don't worry about perfect grammar or finding the perfect word.
That's such a good point. Just focus on sharing the feeling, not all the tiny details. Simple sentences are totally fine.
Yeah, your childhood memories are personal, and everyone's story is different, and that's what makes them interesting to listen to.
Well said, and I think that's a perfect place to wrap up. That's it for today's episode of Easy Talk English.
We really hope this conversation helped you learn some new English and maybe made you think about your own childhood too.
We'll be back next time with another real conversation in easy English.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time.
Goodbye.